Everyone, thank you so much for clicking on this Netflix review. The fact that you're willing to sacrifice a few minutes out of your day to consume my content really does mean the world to me. I review every single new release on Netflix. So if you're ever curious about what you want to watch, about anything that's coming out, if it's good, if it's bad, check out my channel and I'll let you know if something is worth your time or not. So give me a subscribe because I'm going to keep you up to date. And today we're going to be talking about a Netflix release that is really emotional, powerful, and moving. And that is called Seaspiracy. So Seaspiracy is ultimately about Ali. And he is a conservationist, he's an activist, and ultimately he's incredibly passionate about ocean life. His entire life he's been going on beach cleanups, he's sworn off plastic straws and all of that. He would call restaurants and say, are you using reusable plastics? Are you using economically friendly forks and spoons and stuff like that? He was doing everything he could from a personal point of view to try and save ocean life and try and save the environment. And he realized that just wasn't enough. So he started this documentary. He went out looking to see how are they going to save the ocean life. And it ended up becoming a much bigger conspiracy. That's where the Seaspiracy comes from. Than he realized. He realized that there is so much corruption and so much law breaking, so much illegal activity that goes on in the industry of fishing, commercial fishing, that it just blew his mind. And is the harm that comes to marine life worth it? At the rate we're going, everything will be extinct. The world will be destroyed. He goes so in depth into how eliminating one type of fish, one species of fish, will completely destroy an entire habitat, and all the biodiversity in the area will die out. And he explains how one fish, if you take that one fish out the lake, how that entire area dies and how that affects everything on land as well. They end up talking about bird life and how birds eat a specific type of fish. And if you take out this one fish, how it affects the birds. And of course, if those birds die out, the things that prey on those birds will go. And so there's this word thrown around a lot in the documentary. And the documentary really does a good job of hammering this point down. Sustainability. What is sustainability? What does it mean? And is it actually a realistic goal? And the documentary can't answer that question because the scope of it is so large. We see so many fishing companies use the word sustainable, or this is a new sustainable fishing practice. And the documentary does a great job of analyzing it and telling you, is this sustainable? No, it's not. This is why. And so they do bring up the point of vegetarianism and veganism and stuff like that, but they don't force it into your face. They don't say, this is what you have to do, because they understand that that is not necessarily a lifestyle that everyone can afford. And I appreciated that because there is no simple answer. If you take out fishing, which seems like the ideal solution, the entire ecosystem and the economy of a country is going to collapse because so many people find their jobs in fishing. My grandfather was a commercial fisherman. So it's an incredibly complicated documentary and they really pose a lot of really tough, hard questions. And it actually blew my mind. There's this thing called bycatch, which I didn't know it actually had a term, but I understood that it was a possibility that this would happen. Where if you're, for example, fishing for one specific type of fish and you catch a bunch of other fish by mistake, of course, you've got to let them go. But majority of them are dead before they release them. The amount of sharks and dolphins and turtles that are killed from fishing simply because of bycatch is absolutely insane. So from a review point of view, this is a very well-made documentary, but that's not the important part. The important part is, of course, the message. If you're looking for a well-made documentary, you're going to find it here. It's shot well, everything is real-time as well, so you've got that shaky cam, but it is manageable at the end of the day. The narrative is good, the narration is good. Ali, he's both the director and the main star of the documentary, if you want to call him a star. He does a great job of handling the narrative and explaining everything to the audience. But it is a difficult watch, and the series doesn't shy away from it. That's what I appreciated. It really shows you the horrors of fishing, and many people say, oh, that's just for shock value. I mean, you don't have to be that grotesque in your visuals to get your message across. And I think sometimes the truth has to be seen. This documentary shows you the truth to the best of their ability. They also touch on slavery, which lots of people don't know this, but slavery today, and I didn't get this from the documentary, this is just a fact to know, slavery is worse today than it has been in any other point in history, whether it's sex trafficking, just general labor slavery, and then this documentary touches on fishing slavery. It's still a real thing, and industries like fishing profit off of it. So it's an incredibly complex documentary. It poses some incredibly difficult questions. And it's up to you, the viewer, to decide what you're going to do with this new information you've gotten. And that is a tough one. What are you going to do? Are you going to take the information you've gathered and try to adapt your lifestyle to make it more, as they say, sustainable or environmentally friendly? Or are you going to continue living life as you want to? And by, I think, the year they said 2048, we've got no actual marine life left. It's a really hectic documentary. It's a tough watch, and I would highly recommend everyone watching it. Guys, thank you so much for watching this review. You guys are the best. You're awesome. Check out that documentary. Give it a watch. And I hope to see you again in another review.